Every night, I cried myself to sleep beside a man I never loved. I had fame, wealth, but not a single piece of happiness.
Title: Price of Gold. Part 5: Loveless Nights and Restless Days. Tiwa woke up every morning feeling empty. The mansion was silent, except for the distant humming of the housekeepers, the occasional clinking of silverware in the grand dining hall, and the ever-present tick-tock of the antique grandfather clock in the hallway. Every day, she moved through the house like a ghost trapped in gold. She had no friends, no career, no passion left in her. And worst of all, no escape. The prison without bars. One morning, she walked to the balcony overlooking the estate. The view was breathtaking: lush gardens, sparkling fountains, the private helipad where Chief Sylvester's jet often landed. Yet, it felt like a prison. She wasn't allowed to go anywhere alone. Whenever she stepped outside, security guards followed her like shadows. One afternoon, she tried to leave the mansion, just to breathe. The moment she reached the gates, a guard stepped forward. "Madam, Oga say you no fit comot without permission." Her heart sank. So I'm really a prisoner. The love she never had. At night, Tiwa would lie awake, staring at the ceiling while Chief Sylvester snored beside her. She didn't love him. She never did. She had married him because her mother had forced her, because she had been afraid of being poor, because she had thought money would make her happy. But money had become her chains. Every time he touched her, she felt nothing but disgust. Every kiss felt cold and lifeless. Every whispered promise of, "I will take care of you forever," felt like a death sentence. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, she would silently cry into the pillow, praying that she could just disappear. But in the morning, everything remained the same. The industry moved on. One day, while secretly scrolling through Instagram on her hidden phone, she saw something that made her stomach drop. A new actress, Sud Olamide, was being called the new queen of Nollywood. Queen. That's supposed to be me. She clicked the comments. Sud is the future. Nollywood's biggest star. She's way better than Tiwa Adams ever was. Tiwa is old news. Her chest tightened. Old news. But I'm only 22. Tears burned in her eyes as she watched clips from Sud's latest movie, the kind of role Tiwa would have once killed for. "I sacrificed everything for this marriage, and now, I have nothing to return to." Her phone buzzed. A message from her former manager. "Tiwa, we miss you. A director is asking about you. Are you ready to return?" Her fingers trembled. She wanted to say yes. She wanted to run back to the life she had lost. But she knew Chief Sylvester would never allow it. "I own you." His words echoed in her head like a curse. She took a deep breath, then deleted the message. Her dream was dead. Her mother didn't care. One evening, she called her mother. Her hands shook as she held the phone. When her mother answered, her voice was cheerful. "Tiwa. My golden daughter. How is life in paradise?" Tiwa closed her eyes. "Mama, I can't do this anymore." There was silence. Then, a sharp, irritated laugh. "Do what?" Tiwa's throat felt tight. "This marriage. I want to leave." Her mother's cheerfulness vanished. "Are you mad?" "Mama, I'm suffering." "Suffering?" Her mother's voice rose in anger. "Tiwa, are you hearing yourself? You live in a mansion. You wear diamonds. You fly private jets. And you say you are suffering." Tears welled up in Tiwa's eyes. "Mama, I feel like I'm dying." Her mother hissed. "You are ungrateful. Do you know how many girls wish they were in your shoes? How dare you call me with this nonsense?" Tiwa wiped her tears. I just thought you would understand." Her mother's next words cut deeper than a knife. "You are my biggest investment, Tiwa. And I will not let you throw it away." The line went dead. Tiwa stared at the phone, her hands trembling. Even her own mother didn't care. She was alone. The breaking point. One night, she sat at the vanity in her massive dressing room, staring at her reflection. Her eyes looked hollow. Her cheeks were thinner. The Tiwa Adams that had once been full of life, dreams, and laughter was now just a shell. She picked up a bottle of sleeping pills. Her fingers tightened around it. "Maybe if I take enough, I'll finally be free." A tear slipped down her cheek. She opened the bottle, her heart pounding. But then, her phone buzzed. A notification from an old fan page dedicated to her. She hesitated, then clicked on it. It was a throwback video of her first ever Nollywood audition. She was 19 years old in the video, standing in a small room, nervous but determined. She had looked straight into the camera and said, "I will never give up. No matter what, I will fight for my dream." Tiwa stared at the screen, stunned. The younger version of herself was braver, hungrier, and stronger. She closed the bottle of pills. And in that moment, she made a decision. She wasn't going to let this marriage bury her. She wasn't going to die in silence. She was going to take her life back. No matter the cost. To be continued in part 6.